So today's Sunday special featuring Sam Harris, the author of Waking Up and the host of the Waking Up podcast, will begin in just a second. First, I want to remind you that you're going to die. Why put it off? Check out policygenius.com. Policygenius.com. You're going to die. Sam Harris, since we get to do this, let's do it. So let's talk about, we're now part of this kind of deviant conversation.
Yeah, we're having conversations that...
I mean, obviously it's destroying the capacity to even have these conversations.
Well, I think it's what I just mentioned, the fact that these conversations are happening.
There's no way to have a conversation.
We're having long-form conversations.
You know, those of us who are having these conversations.
In one another's presence here, having a conversation.
Right, well, that's fine. But first, I know this is a really awkward thing to talk about, but sex, particularly within marriage, is one of the crucial aspects of a healthy life. And sometimes things don't work the way they're supposed to. That's something to be ashamed about. Dudes, just go online, get checked by the doctor. Don't let the problem wait. GetRoman.com/Ben. I mean, I'm not sure how we're supposed to have conversations when you legitimately can't cite data before you even start having a conversation.
Yeah. The conversation continues even once you have data, but and we either get access to the data or we don't. So,
do you think that the rise of these new conversations is? Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic?
And I'm very optimistic about our having conversations like this. And this.
Do you think that these new conversations are going to turn into a new sort of brand of politics that ends up saving the country?
You know, we're two privileged white Jewish guys who shouldn't be talking at all, right? Like, this is not something we can weigh in on. What we should all be anchored to is a good faith, intellectually honest, non-Jew merchant approach to these conversations.
Obviously, based.
It's certainly problematic for you as a Jew.
Right, as an Orthodox Jew. This is my worry.
It's people like ourselves that have always done this work.
And I think you and I agree on this, but I'm not sure why. So I want to talk more about that with you. First, so I have some good news. It's a Christian healthcare sharing program. I've talked to the folks over there, really nice folks, Christian folks. Go to Bible to find out more. There's no pressure. Bible for more information. Again, that's Bible to find out more. /Ben Bible. Go check them out. Okay, so, you know, it's really interesting because the intellectual dark web, which is a coined term by our friend Eric Weinstein.
To back up for a second, I think that's backwards. I think...
And that, of course, is a conversation between three people.
A merely human conversation.
A constant conversation.
And it's human conversation, right?
An active conversation that
any 30-second bit of conversation.
I think I feel like you're playing a little bit of a trick when you...
It's just human beings talking to one another.
It's just things happening.
All we have is human conversation. And...
but the idea that...
You notice that you're hearing a conversation that you're not hearing elsewhere.
Outside of our own control, obviously.
Approaching these conversations in a similar spirit.
And our conversation will be better than a conversation 1,000 years ago.
Between a 21st century conversation.
So the final question, are these conversations kind of pointless? Because...
No.
Or, and then back to the first question. But first, if you've been watching how central banks have been manipulating our currency, I'm talking about the Chinese, it makes you think a little more, sound like they're something weird, but currency manipulated by central governments globally, /Shapiro. Well, we are definitely going to have you back for a much longer conversation. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
For folks who don't know, you and I have ended up becoming pretty friendly, which is really kind of interesting.
Right. Sure.
So thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.